Welcome back to the series. The initial video covered some of the science behind narcolepsy, while the second video explored into the human experience of living with narcolepsy. There are a couple things I want to mention to keep in mind throughout the series. My aim is to highlight deep connections that often go unnoticed or underexplored, even within scientific discussions, connections that might deserve more focused attention. These elements and functions inform not just the how, but also into the what that influences a person's quality of life. It's not solely about sleep or REM mechanisms at play in narcolepsy and sleep disorders. For example, muscle atonia, commonly understood as the body's natural way of preventing physical enactment of dreams, might actually have subtler, far-reaching effects. It seems to play a role to varying degrees across all core symptoms of narcolepsy. Moreover, its influence might extend into the gears of the mind and brain, hinting at broader implications we have yet to fully understand. In this third video, I will delve into the first of the 5 core dysfunctional REM symptoms of narcolepsy, excessive daytime sleepiness, EDS. Disclaimer, I'm not a doctor, nor am I offering medical advice. I'm not attacking any doctors. I'm not trying to say the science is wrong. Language is often made simplistic, while medicine seems complex. The reverse can also be true. Language can be complex, while medicine may be simple in some instances. I'm offering perspective with depth, hoping to provide insights into the puzzle of this difficult subject, which is rarely recognized for its critical importance. Being more abstract than specific, I hope to convey the often dismissed and downplayed aspects of living with these disorders. It's to help recognize and acknowledge the human experience of living with narcolepsy or other sleep disorders, as the symptoms are far more intricate than they appear. The hallmark symptom of narcolepsy, excessive daytime sleepiness, EDS, is both complex and multifaceted. As it encompasses much more than meets the eye, it helps to bear in mind that sleep itself is not fully understood. Sleepiness is influenced by a complex interplay of various elements and functions, including circadian rhythms, neurotransmitters or hormones, peptides deep in the brain, sleep stages, sleep quality and quantity, and lifestyle factors, all intricately connected to our sleep patterns, night to night. We may not spend much time trying to make sense of it, but we often take it for granted, whether knowingly or unknowingly. Some people make a conscious effort to accommodate their sleep through healthy discipline and routine. One's overall well-being relies heavily on the quality and quantity of sleep. The mind's day-to-day psychological well-being is balanced and resynced by sleep, as are the body's core systems, which can go haywire without adequate sleep. Could living with chronic inability to achieve restorative sleep have a direct connection to the high rates of comorbidities seen in people with narcolepsy and other sleep disorders? All the points I've made so far illustrate just how vast the symptom of EDS truly is. It's not a singular occurrence, but an explicitly complex overlap of symptoms and occurrences. It's easy to overlook the various energy levels that are psychological in nature. It helps to associate all of these myriad factors which sleep influences, including focus, creativity, attentiveness, despair, stress, anxiety, vigilance, distractibility, memory, learning, reward, sensation, addiction, alertness, clarity, excitement, surprise, fear, depression, happiness, joy, mood fluctuation, ambition, motivation, eyesight, appetite, physical coordination, operative performance, precision, physical energy levels, physical strength, power, and more. Many of these also are associated with brain fog and often overlap with what are commonly known as sleep attacks. All these factors can potentially relate back to the role of orexin and the interplay between other peptides and hormones like histamine, dopamine, serotonin, epinephrine, and more. These interconnected aspects form a complex web of symptoms often seen in sleep disorders, highlighting just how multifaceted the impact of disrupted sleep can be on our overall well-being. On the physical side, there are factors such as appetite, energy levels, critical heart functions, body temperature regulation, respiratory, muscle types, brown and white, and brain matter, gray and white. These aspects are intricately connected to various systems in our bodies, including the central nervous, endocrine, neurological, cardiovascular, metabolic, respiratory, autoimmune, and other body systems, illustrating the broad impact of sleep on our overall physiological health. Virtually everything is both affected by and at play in how sleepiness may present itself. We comprehend so little of this, and we rarely focus on it broadly. Those dealing with EDS face different aspects of what's at play, day to day. For some, it will be a few things sporadically, while for others, there will be a continuous combination of matters day in and day out. Some will experience regressing or progressing elements within the symptom, such as brain fog, where their ability to focus and have clarity might improve one week while they experience heavier bouts of sleepiness at the same time. That vast, expansive, and fluctuant variability is puzzling. One's performance and/or precision can be drastically affected when they are caught off guard by brain fog, sleepiness, or a sleep attack. One may be very good at a trained task, but may have difficulties with such in those instances they're dealing with sleepiness, brain fog, or during a sleep attack. For some, this is especially common during repetitive and/or mundane tasks, while for others, it occurs more often in social settings. The impacts can be subtle to fierce, even subtle while fierce. EDS affects daily activities such as work, school, social interactions, interpersonal communications, and personal relationships. For instance, it might seem like someone is uninterested or not engaged in a conversation, when in reality, they're being affected by the interrupting, intruding effects of sleepiness. Even downtime, when one is able to relax, can be impacted. Simple tasks or chores around the house, like cleaning, can be interrupted by the overwhelming need to sleep. And there's also microsleeps, which is a whole other element of all this. If we could take measurements when overwhelmed, ideally biological markers, to piece together the dots of one's complete puzzle, there could potentially be more clarity externally. Externally, this helps to inform doctors and others because currently most people don't seem to grasp the real gravity and impacts of sleep disorders, especially narcolepsy. At the same time, few people recognize the combination of these effects occurring often and in unison. Internally, there's also much to be gained by simply being aware of what is at play and being attentive to what is affected. While we have yet to align the right tests and procedures to properly indicate the current core body levels that relate, think of how blood work at a physical exam tells us a lot. Something indicative of even the psychological and abstract energy states, like brain fog, is currently beyond the gauge of doctors. It's an abstract task to piece it all together accurately given the many combinations and intricacies of the mind and body systems. It's no wonder narcolepsy is so misunderstood. To sort of retouch on some of what I've said, to say it in another way of wording it, I'll proceed. Physical exhaustion and mental exhaustion can impact and influence one another, leading to overall fatigue, another term that gets problematic within the medical realm. Talking to your doctor, they don't see it as sleepiness, though sleepiness seems to, at a point, become a fatigue for many people. Social exhaustion consists of both physical and mental energies being exerted. Each person will find one of the three variants to be generally the most exhausting for them: physical, mental, or social. Sometimes one variant is significantly more exhausting than the others. Here are some terms often referenced in relation to EDS, which fit within its bracket: sleepiness, lethargy, brain fog, sleep inertia, sleep drunkenness, automatic behaviors, dissociation, confusion, stress, anxiety, and fatigue. Some of these symptoms may be continually present, while others might occur more sporadically. They can vary in intensity, being strong and impactful at times, while at other moments they might be less noticeable. All of these symptoms fluctuate over time, with changes happening more frequently at certain periods than at others. Thanks for watching this video. I hope that I've presented something interesting to you and perhaps connected some dots that hadn't appeared yet. In the upcoming video, I will delve into another core symptom of narcolepsy. It may or may not be even more abstract than this video has been. Before we go, I want to mention that sleep attacks are a significant phenomena often discussed in relation to narcolepsy. Microsleeps are also becoming a common term. While sleep attacks definitely involve excessive daytime sleepiness, EDS, there's much more to them. I intend to make a video delving into sleep attacks after I've completed the individual videos for each core symptom of narcolepsy, as I will also be mentioning brain fog too involves an overlap of or with other core symptoms. Stay tuned. Like and subscribe, and please feel free to leave a question or comment below. To check out my books, follow the links in the descriptions. Also, consider showing your support, which I could very much use, by becoming a patron on my patreon.com/narcoplexic, where you can engage with me one-on-one, as well as enjoy my wildlife photography, some of my art, and more.